Hello and welcome to BYJU'S IAS. Let's get started with our daily quiz and look at question number 1. There is a demand for a caste census in India. There is a delegation of politicians from Bihar meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister today, raising the same issue. So in today's daily quiz, we will have two questions on this topic. Question number 1. Every census in independent India from 1951 to 2011 has published data on SCs and STs but not on other castes. And the responsibility of conducting this census, which is conducted after every decade, every 10 years, it rests with the Office of the Registrar General and Census Commissioner. And the statement says that this department is under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Yes, statement number 1 is correct because every census right from 1951 till the last census of 2011, it has published data on SCs and STs but not on other castes, OBCs and others. But if you look at the census exercise carried till the year 1931, they did collect the data on all castes. They did publish the caste data. In fact, the census exercise which was carried out in the year 1941, it also collected the caste data but did not publish it. And the office responsible for conducting this census, it is under Ministry of Home Affairs. It is not under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So only 1A is the right answer. Question number 2. Then what about the Socio-Economic and Caste Census which was conducted in the year 2011? This caste census was conducted in rural India as well as in urban India. In rural India, it was conducted by the Ministry of Rural Development, and in urban India, it was conducted by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. But excluding the caste data, it was published by these two ministries in the year 2016. But what about this caste data? This raw data was submitted to Ministry of Social Justice, which means Socio-Economic Caste Census, which was conducted in the year 2011. In rural areas, it was conducted by Ministry of Rural Development. In urban India, it was conducted by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. This data, but excluding the caste-wise data, it was published in the year 2016, and this data, caste data, this raw data was submitted to Ministry of Social Justice, which has not been made public yet. And the political parties today, they're not asking that this data should be made public. They're asking that this caste census should be conducted along with the census of 2021. But what was the objective of this socio-economic caste census of 2011? Number 1, the objective was to enable households, that all the households that we have, we should rank them on the basis of their socio-economic status. That's objective number 1. The objective was also that let's have authentic information that will help us understand the caste-wise population in this country. And another objective was that this authentic information regarding the socio-economic condition as well as the education status of various castes and sections of the population, this authentic information should also be made available. So all these statements are correct. All these were the objectives of socio-economic caste census which was conducted in the year 2011. So D is the right answer. One of India's foremost psephologists, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, is talking about this caste census and the vote of the BJP. Although it is not important, this matter is generating heat. So this caste census becomes important for your examination. Let's look at question number 3. Which of the following statements regarding the Malabar naval exercise is or are correct? Number 1, it focuses on the passage exercises amongst the 4 Quad countries. It started in 1992 as a bilateral exercise between the Indian and the US navies, and Japan joined the exercise in 2015. Pause this video. Let me know in the comment section what is the right answer. This Malabar naval exercise, yes, it started in the year 1992, and it was first a bilateral exercise between the 2 countries, India and the United States. Then Japan joined in the year 2015. But prior to that, Australia was also participating till the year 2007. Then last year, Australia was made part of this exercise again. And all these four countries, India, US, Japan, and Australia, they are part of this grouping called Quad, which is basically viewed as an alliance of democratic countries against the communist regime of China. So, to tackle the influence, the rising influence of China, we have an alliance, a group of four countries, Quad, coming together, four democratic countries, India, US, Japan, and Australia. So both these statements 2 and 3 are correct. C is the right answer. But what about statement 1? This Malabar exercise is different as it involves simulated war games. That means these four countries, they come together in this exercise and they perform these simulated war games as if they are in the real war. These passage exercises are different. Passage exercises are just to ensure the cooperation between the navies. For example, the interoperability of the navies of these four countries, and India has been conducting these large exercises, large number of passage exercises with Japan, US, and Australia. But Malabar is different because it primarily involves simulated war games. So the focus of Malabar exercise is not on passage exercises, is not on interoperability, is not on ensuring just the cooperation. But the objective of the Malabar is, the focus of the Malabar exercise is to carry out these simulated war games so that the navies of these countries, they are war ready. What is the context? This is today's The Hindu newspaper. Navy warships reach Guam for Malabar exercise. Now let's look at question number 4. It's regarding the office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Because we are seeing the influx of refugees from Afghanistan, that is why this topic becomes important. This office was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in the year 1950. This statement is correct, factual. The High Commissioner reports annually to the General Assembly of the United Nations. This is also correct. And the work of High Commissioner shall be of entirely non-political character. This statement is also correct. That means D, all of the above, is the right answer. But India, two important statements. Number one, India is not a party to this 1951 Convention on the Status of Refugees. And in 1967, an additional protocol which deals with refugee protection. Even this protocol has not been ratified by the government of India. Now let's look at the 2020 previous year question paper. The Gandhi-Irwin Pact included which of the following? And this Gandhi-Irwin Pact, it was signed just before the second round table conference between Lord Irwin and the Mahatma. It included invitation to the Congress to participate in the second round table conference, which Mahatma Gandhi did. Withdrawal of ordinances promulgated in connection with the civil disobedience movement. Yes, Mahatma Gandhi insisted that those prisoners who were not yet charged with violence, those prisoners should be released. This was also part of the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. But Mahatma Gandhi's suggestion that there should be an inquiry into the police excesses, this was something which was not accepted. It was not part of this Gandhi-Irwin Pact. So 1, 2, 4, B is the right answer. Now let's look at the fact of the day, Moplah Rebellion. What is the context? 387 Moplah martyrs are to be removed from the dictionary. Which dictionary? The dictionary which is brought about by Indian Council of Historical Research. Which dictionary? The Dictionary of the Martyrs of India's Freedom Struggle. What happened in 1921? And now we are in 2021. 100 years have passed. Non-cooperation movement was going on in the country. But then in Malabar, which is in current day Kerala, Muslim tenants, they revolted against the British rulers. But not only the British rulers, but also the local Hindu landlords. So Khilafat and non-cooperation movement, it has also been criticized by various historians because according to them, religion and politics was mixed in 1919. But the objective of the Mahatma was to somehow bring Hindus and Muslims together in this fight against the colonial empire. But unfortunately, when this non-cooperation movement was going on in the country, it took a communal turn in Malabar. So Muslim tenants were pitted against the local Hindu landlords. And there is also an allegation of forceful religious conversion during this period. So these 387 Moplah martyrs who were mentioned in this dictionary of the martyrs of India's freedom struggle, it is understood that ICHR has recommended that they should be deleted from this list because it was primarily, according to ICHR, a fundamentalist movement focused on religious conversion. It was not part of India's independence struggle. That is why they should not be part of the dictionary of the martyrs of India's freedom struggle. That is it from our daily quiz. Thank you for being with us. Have a great evening.